Hello and welcome on my channel. If you want to improve your relationship, learn relationship hack or listen to entertaining and educating relationship stories, please subscribe, like and share. Share your own story in the comments section below. Thank you. Just discovered that my 39MY40F of 17 years has been cheating on me with a coworker. I just discovered this morning that my wife has been having an affair with a coworker. My head is in a really strange space right now. I don't feel how I thought I would feel. And it's almost like it doesn't feel real yet. Or it just hasn't sunk in. She was at work. I was still home. We have a tablet computer that mostly our kids use for games and homework apps. And it was chiming a bunch of times with new text messages. The message app on the tablet is synced to my wife's phone. And I'm used to hearing it in the background and I normally just ignore it. I was cleaning up around the house. And when I grabbed the tablet to plug it in, I noticed a series of very sexual texts between my wife and a coworker on the lock screen. I have literally never snooped on my wife's texts before. But after seeing this, I opened the messages app and read through all of her texts with this coworker, and, to be honest, I read a whole bunch of her texts with other people too. None of which were at all significant. The text history only went back 2 months. A lot of the texts were about completely innocuous work stuff. But, going all the way back to the beginning of the text history, there were occasional texts that were explicitly sexual or romantic. So, I basically now know that she's been having an affair with this guy for months. He's about 10 or 15 years older than her. He works in a different department, so neither of them has any supervisory authority over the other. But they work together frequently on projects that involve both departments. I've met him a couple times and he seemed to me like an okay guy. His name comes up a lot when my wife tells me about what's going on at work. So I knew that they work together a lot and get along really well. I never remotely imagined that my wife would do something like this. It never even crossed my mind that this was possible, before today. I trusted her more than I have ever trusted anyone in my life. That's what's messing with my mind the most when I think about it. Now, in retrospect, I feel like a complete fool. She would occasionally stay late working on projects with him. Or go to evening work related events with him when I was home watching the kids. I never questioned it for a second because I trusted her. Here's the thing, I thought we had a really strong marriage. I think any of our friends or family would have said that we have one of the best marriages they know. We love spending time with each other. We plan fun date nights every so often to get away from the kids. And we both absolutely love our kids. I have always said that my wife is my best friend. And I still think it's true. Our sex life has been up and down over the years of our marriage, kids got in the way at times. And we've had some relatively dry spells now and then. But lately it's been good, she's been really into it and it's been reasonably frequent. Of course. I have no idea when the affair started, more than 2 months ago. But for all I know this may have been going on for a couple years. This past year we've both been under a lot of stress. She's taken on some extra work responsibilities which have been a strain. And I've had a career setback which was both stressful, demoralizing and time consuming. As a result we've both been a bit grumpier than usual. And we've had more real arguments than in the past. Including a couple real shouting blow-ups which had never happened before. But we always made up. And in between things seemed okay. And I thought we were managing to cope with a stressful period. We have always talked a lot about our future, what we'll do when the kids go off to college. Things we want to do when we retire. Long-term house and travel plans. Etc. And she had never given me any reason to doubt that we were in this together for life. Anyway. I'm not sure how I feel or what I should do now. It's really strange. I feel like I should be in a blind rage right now. But I really don't even feel angry, not even at the other guy, and I don't understand why. I absolutely don't want to divorce her. I still love her. And I really can't imagine my life without her. Plus we have young kids who would be devastated. But now I don't have any confidence that I know what she wants. Some of the texts were sexual. But others were romantic. She wrote things like I really miss you. Wish you were here with me with heart and kiss emojis. And he wrote similar things to her. I know he has a couple older kids, I think college age. But I honestly have no idea if he's married or divorced or what. And I don't know if she or he views this affair as a serious long-term thing. Or just some kind of forbidden thrill. I'm almost inclined to just pretend I don't know what I know and let it keep going behind my back. But I worry about it blowing up on me. First, if she was careless enough to let me find out about it, who else is going to find out or already knows? If this got out at her work, it would be devastating. She is fairly high profile in our community and has a very promising career in front of her. And this could be a career-ending level scandal. I'm a pretty private person and have no desire to have my dirty laundry aired in public. And I also don't want her to get hurt. And, though I can't be sure, it seems like some of their sexual encounters have actually happened at their workplace. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Second, these text messages are showing up on the tablet that our kids use. Some of the texts would go right over their heads. But at least our oldest child is mature enough that she would realize something very wrong was going down if she saw them. I can't delete the app or account without making her suspicious. And, to be honest, until this is all out in the open I intend to keep reading her texts. So, I think I need to confront her about this. But I'm not sure how to do it. And I'm definitely not looking forward to it. I'm also worried that even though I'm completely calm and rational about it right now, that might change once the whole situation really sinks in. I've also had a few of what I think are really bad ideas today. First, I've been thinking about buying a prepaid burner phone and anonymously texting her things like I know about you and X. If you don't come clean to your husband, I'm going to tell him everything, to try to make her be the one who has to bring up the subject. But this seems cruel and cowardly. Second, I've been thinking about trying to use this affair as leverage to open up our marriage. I've had fantasies over the years about swinging, or threesomes, or just being with other women. But I never thought about it seriously. At least partly because my wife had never shown the slightest bit of interest. But this seems self-destructive to me. Evening things up won't fix whatever problems we're having. And probably just adds another potentially toxic element to the mix. I want to save my marriage, not pressure her into something she wouldn't otherwise have agreed to. Finally, I have this lingering doubt in my mind about the whole affair. Maybe I'm overreacting and seeing something that's not there. The sexual texts are pretty explicit and unmistakable. But maybe this is their version of flirtatious banter, sort of a long-running inside joke between the two of them that they have this secret affair going on. That seems like wishful thinking to me, and doesn't make me feel any better about the more romantic texts. I have no one to talk to about this. Basically, any of my friends that I would feel comfortable talking to are part of the same social circle as my wife and her close friends. And I just have no confidence that word wouldn't spread. I've heard too much gossip from too many people over the years to have that kind of trust. I have family members I could talk to who I trust completely. But I'm afraid this would permanently poison them against my wife. And I don't want that to happen. So that's what brings me to Reddit. Looking for any advice or insights that you can give me. I'm sorry if this post is all over the place. But I think that reflects all the different directions my mind is going in right now. TL. DR. My wife is cheating on me. She doesn't know that I know. And I don't know how to move forward. Second, I've been thinking about trying to use this affair as leverage to open up our marriage. We have a saying about this mentality in the open poly world. Relationship broken? Just add more people. I hope you can see by that sentence how ridiculous that sounds. Please, for the love of all that is holy, do not drag unsuspecting other people into your mess. It's really not right and will only hurt those others and you both in the end. Yes, I know you're right about this. I've had a lot of ideas going through my head today, and some of them are definitely bad ones. Opening the marriage might be something you can consider after you've fully healed from all of this. Obviously this man should be off limits to her regardless. Get a divorce attorney. Get your things in order and begin the divorce. That's painful, but maybe something I needed to hear. Do you generally think there's no recovery after an affair? Or are there specific red flags in my post that make you think the marriage is doomed? Marriages recover from affairs if the offending partner immediately comes clean, takes 100% responsibility, cuts their affair partner out entirely, and takes numerous steps of their own volition to work on themselves and show they are truly, deeply remorseful and changed. This includes leaving a job if a co-worker was the affair partner. The cheated on also has to be an angel of forgiveness to get over it, even with all of this work by the cheater. What has your wife done on this list? Not a damn thing. She's hiding it. Lying. Obviously it isn't just physical. And worst of all, she's literally endangering your health coming back home and peeping you after being with this guy. It is time for you to get angry. As appealing as going back to the warm blanket of your former life and ignoring the affair is, you need to understand that life is gone. Your wife burned it up herself into a nice pile of ash the second she made the conscious decision to carry on a months-long emotional and physical affair. You don't accidentally peep and say you miss someone for 2 months. You say that you don't want to divorce her and you love her too much. But where was that same regard for you when she was working late? Respect yourself enough to leave.